All right, guys, we're back. We're gonna degree the engine today. I'm so excited. We got a fancy little package in the mail from Mr. Pancho Sancho. Got our cam fixture that holds all of our dial indicators so we can get this engine degreed in. I'm getting it ready to lay the cams in. We're just gonna do cylinder 1, so I'm not filling out the rest of the rockers yet, just so I don't have to put extra stress on the engine, rolling it over, opening the valves and all that stuff for right now. So we're just gonna do that. We got this guy just hanging out, just for show. You know, it looks good. It looks good. So we're gonna get some stuff on the front of this motor and start degreeing these cams. I have VTEC locked. These are all locked together. Intake and exhaust. So we're going to throw them in there, set the valve lash to 0. We're going to first show you guys how to find TDC, and then we're going to walk through how to degree this engine. Alright guys, we got the degree wheel set up on the engine. We got our dial indicators all set up on our cam bridge. So before we start doing anything with degreeing the cams, our first step is to find true TDC. You would think you just set it to top dead center on all your marks and you're good to go. But that isn't accurate, because once you're at top dead center, you can move a couple degrees here and here while you're still at top dead center. And there's a little variation there. So what you have to do is you have to put your pointer, you put it at top dead center per all your timing marks. You get your pointer and you point it at TDC, and then we want to come up here and watch our dial indicator, and we want to go 40 thousandths. Just go back to about 40, hold on. About right there, and we'll look and see what we're at. So we are, hold on, we're about 13 degrees, really close to 13 degrees that direction. All right, so now we're gonna go 40 thousandths the other way, and this is connected directly to the piston and the crankshaft, so you don't have to worry about your timing belt slap and all that here, because we're just finding TDC of the piston. Alright, 40 thousandths there. So now we're on the other side of TDC, and we are at, let's see here, 15, 10, 1, 2, 3. So we are pretty much right on. So I've already moved and wiggled this some to find true TDC, but let's say you had it here and you go 40 thousandths this way and you're at 15 degrees, right? And you go 40 thousandths the other direction and you're at 13 degrees. Okay, so you need to set your pointer to like +1 degree over here, and then just move your rod to where it shows the +1. No, you set it to +1 and then move your pointer back to where it's at TDC, and then you remeasure until you get the same degree mark before and after TDC, so that you're just shifting and splitting the difference, and that's how you find true TDC. Okay guys, I've been playing around with this a little bit. I had to ditch this method of mounting the dial indicator to this bracket because the body of the dial indicator was hitting this part of the cylinder head, and if you moved it too far over, it was hitting the rocker pad and binding up. So I had to get creative and get this to work. It's a little shaky, but it's close enough to get me by. If I recall, last time I did this, I had to do it on cylinder 2, and I blacked out. I forgot. So I've been fighting issues with this. This one was also binding up. I'm not sure if it's due to the longer rocker pads, the Skunk 2 boys we got in there. But all I did on this side was throw a washer behind the bracket and the dial indicator to space it back just enough that it does not contact the rocker pad anymore. So anyways, we've with the cam gears zeroed out, 0 and 0, we've gone through. Let me sit down and show you what we found so far. So we started with the intake, right? So basically you are going to spin the engine over in the direction it rotates, and as soon as this comes off of 0, you want to take a degree measurement at 50 thousandths opening, and then it'll open all the way, and then it'll come back I think about 4 rotations, and then you want to get it on the closing at 50 degrees. So you measure 50 degrees. My opening was 22.5 at 50 thou before top dead center on the open, and then when we caught it on the with the valve closing, we were at 46 degrees after bottom dead center. Now, if you get on Webb Camshaft's website, I'll probably throw a link in the description. It tells you step by step how to measure everything. Why to add the 180 degrees, because that's the degree of the piston up and down. So you add here, you get this, you divide it by 2, and you subtract your open, and that gives you your lobe center. Now we did the exact same thing on the exhaust. We were at 59.5 on open before bottom dead center, and at close we were at 27.5 degrees after top dead center, plus 180, and then on this you minus your close instead of your open, and that puts us at 106 lobe center. So now what you have to do is know what your specifications are for your cam gears. I am not exactly sure what I'm going to run. Skunk 2 recommends, let me see here. So Skunk 2 recommends 100 degrees intake and 104 exhaust, I believe. Center lines. Whatever, center. I can't look and talk and write all at the same time. But anyways, so that's what they read. We're 2 off on the intake and 2 off on the exhaust. So I'm gonna do a little adjusting of the cam gears, and I'll take you through actually gathering these measurements next time we do that. Alright guys, we have moved the intake cam to -1, and we've advanced the exhaust cam to +1. So we are going to spin this guy over, and we're going to look at this dial indicator real quick. We're going to do just the intake first. We can probably technically do the exhaust first, but I'm just going to go ahead and go intake first. So we're going to wait and watch until this starts to move. You always want to make sure you're zeroed out here. So keep an eye on that. There we go. Alright, we're starting to move. So we're going to stop at 50 thousandths. Right about, come on, don't go past it, right there. Alright, so now we're going to come down here and take a measurement. We are 10, 20, about 21 degrees before top dead center. we're gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that down right here, and this is at -1. So we are 21 degrees open before TDC. All right, we have that measurement written down. Now we're gonna go back up here and look at this guy, and we're gonna count how many times it spins past 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. Come on, there we go. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're gonna catch it at 50 thousandths on the way back, and I passed it. That's all right. This is actually where we want it. I didn't count right, so ignore me. All right, we're at 50 thousandths here, so now we're gonna come down and we're gonna take our measurement, and we're looking at after bottom dead center. So here's bottom dead center. We want to look at 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48. We're about 48 degrees on the close. So we are 48 degrees close after bottom dead center. So now if we do some math, let's cheat and go over here. Over here real quick.
Is that going in your Prelude?
Alright, so we're going to type in 21 here. And we're going to type in 48 here. And we're going to calculate that. So that says that our intake center line is now 103.5. 103.5. Lobe center. So that's at -1. That puts us closer to our 100 degrees that it's wanting us. So now we just have to retard the intake cam some more to get us closer to 100 degrees. Alright guys, after thinking about what I just said, I actually told you wrong. So when we originally did the first measurement, we were at 0 degrees and we were at 101.75 lobe center on the intake side. On the intake, we're trying to get to 100 degrees. That's the cam specs for the Skunk 2 Pro 2s. We went to -1, which took us further away. So we actually just need to go plus 0.5 on the intake. So advance the intake cam half a degree. And that should get us right at our 100 degrees, 100.75, whatever. Close enough. That'll be close enough. For the exhaust, we want 104. So at +1, we are 103. I believe I've already done the exhaust after hours. Give me a second. I did that. Where's it at? So +2 on the exhaust. I've printed these sheets off. Puts us at 104.75. So I'll probably pull back like half a degree, just a little off, to get us to our 104. So that'll be like plus 175 on the exhaust, and then we're gonna ignore that because that's a different spec. But yeah, so we're gonna end up dialing these gears in at on the intake. We're gonna go positive 0.5, and that should get us right at our 100 degree lobe center for the intake cam. And then we're going to go a little off of +2 on the exhaust cam, so about 175 advanced on the exhaust cam, and that should put us at right at 104. So that's what we're going to start with. If you compare that to our safety sheet we have right here, intake half a degree right here, and then almost 2 will be right in here, so we'll still be in a safe area. Actually, it'll be right here. We'll be borderline safe. So the valve pocket's still going to be pretty close at the +5.5. But that's just a starting point. I plan on putting the car on the dyno with these factory specs, what Skunk 2 recommends, and then I'm planning on retarding the intake cam from there to pull it away from the pocket and to see if it gains in our favor of what we want for our application. So bring that power band up further in the RPM, and yeah, and just make it more efficient for boost and higher RPM operation. So that's where we're at. I can take you through one more measurement of our final checks, but that's pretty much gonna wrap up what we're gonna do. I've gotten some other center lines that some engine builders have told me to run and to try, so I might find those and record those measurements just so I know, like, all right, I'll put Skunk 2 specs in and then I'll put these specs in and I'll see what the engine likes more on the dyno, and then we'll tweak and adjust from there and see exactly what the engine likes. So again, just reminding everybody, these are the Skunk 2 Pro 2 cams locked. All the lash is taken out. We're at 0 lash, and we're at a 40 thousandths head gasket, which is 10 thousandths thicker than a factory gasket. So we'll run through this procedure one more time, and then we'll call this good. All right, guys, so like I said earlier, we advanced the intake cam to 1/2 degree. We are not quite on the 1 and not quite on the 0. We're right in between those, so that should be about 1/2 degree. And we are about 1.5, 1 3/4 degree on the exhaust cam. So this time we're going to try to do both of these at the same time. And the exhaust is going to open first, so we're going to look at this gauge first. Coming around. Alright, a little shaky. Let's get it at 50. Come on. Alright, we're right about 50, and if we come down here, we are 10, 20, 30, 40, 51, 52 degrees. So 52 degrees open before bottom dead center. Alright, let's rotate some more. Our intake valve is going to start opening soon. Alright, hold on. Alright, now we're going to jump over here and watch this intake real quick. So that's 50 thou on the intake. On the intake we are 21, 2, 3.5. 23.5 degrees open before TDC. Alright, and we are, I'm pretty sure that's right before close. Let me get it. Okay, there we go. Let me look. No, we should be after TDC, so we need to go one more revolution there. Actually, 2 more, I believe. Yeah. So this should be the close. Alright, that looks good. So we are 24 degrees. 24 degrees close after TDC. Now we're going to jump back to our intake. Just double check my notes. We're looking to be after bottom dead center. About 50 degrees after bottom dead center. After bottom dead center. Come on. Alright, so that was max lift. Alright, so we're going to stop at 50 thou. Just right about right there. And we're going to go, this is after bottom dead center, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. 45 degrees close after BDC. Yeah, that is correct. So now we're going to do some math real quick. We're going to add 180 degrees to both of these. So we're going to come over here and we're going to go 23.5 plus 45 plus 180. And we get 248.5. We're going to divide that by 2, I believe is the equation. Yep. So equals, wait a minute. What? How do you clear this thing? There we go. So we had 248.5, come on, 0.5 divided by 2 equals 124.25, and then we're going to subtract to the open, so minus 23.5 minus 23.5 equals 100.75 degrees. That is our lobe center of our intake at plus half a degree, and that is right where I'm comfortable with, so we're going to leave that there. Now let's do the math for the exhaust real quick. So we're at 52 plus 24 plus 180 equals 256 degrees. We're going to divide that by 2. Divide by 2 equals 128. And then we're going to subtract 24. We're going to subtract the close. Minus 24 equals perfect 104. So that is exactly lobe center. So that's exactly what we want for the specs on these specific cams. We were shooting for 100 degrees and 104 intake exhaust. So we are Gucci. We are happy with that. So these are the cam specs we're going to start with. I'm going to dial around some more and shoot some other things. Thanks, Zarek, for holding the camera for us. And then we'll see you guys next time on the next video. So give us a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys.